Become aware of the total, complete stillness and motionlessness of the body. After observing the stillness for a short while, gently shift your awareness to your breath. Become aware of your natural incoming and outgoing breath. Each time as breath flows in and as breath flows out, let your awareness also travel along with the breath into the nostrils and out of the nostrils. Along with the next in breath, you may gradually take your awareness from the nostril tip to the base of the nose and bring it to the eyebrow center. At the eyebrow center, you are able to feel, visualize, and see a dark space. Look into this dark space. Feel as if your breath is flowing in and out through the eyebrow center, and become aware of the silent, tranquil, dark space. In this dark space, you may now visualize a bright jyoti, point of light. Looking into this jyoti, together let us chant the mantra Om 3 times. Please breathe in deeply. Om. Om. Breathe in deeply. Om. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahe. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. We will now be chanting the Mahamrityunjaya mantra 11 times. Mrityunjayaha means overcoming death. Every failure, every suffering kills a small portion of us, creates negative blocks. And Mahamrityunjaya mantra is capable of healing. Mahamrityunjaya mantra provides insulation to the mind. Make the sankalpa for health, for healing, and developing a strong, insulated mind. With this sankalpa, we will chant Mahamrityunjaya mantra 11 times all together. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardanam Urvarukamiv Bandhanan Mrityormukshiyamamritat. 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 Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We will now be chanting the Gayatri mantra. Gayantam Trayate iti Gayatri. Singing which, that which protects you because you sing it, is called as the Gayatri. And Gayatri mantra awakens in you the potential to know, Jnana Shakti. It awakens the faculties of higher intelligence, intuitive knowledge, abilities. It develops the inner capacity to connect and realize and understand. Gayatri mantra strengthens Jnana Shakti. Make the sankalpa, I am awakening my inner intelligence, intuitive knowledge. Altogether 11 times Gayatri mantra. Om Bhurbhuvasvaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvasvaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvasvaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvasvaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvasvaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvasvaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvasvaha तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ओम भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ओम भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ओम भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ओम भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। Now we'll be chanting the 32 names of Durga. It's called as Durga Dvatrimshat Nama Mala. This mantra awakens the Kriya Shakti, efficiency and skill in action. This mantra develops one's ability to face and overcome obstacles and challenges of life. In the flight and the fight mechanism that science talks about, psychology talks about, an appropriate application of acceptance and challenging has to be done. The Kriya Shakti that develops with the chanting of this mantra gives you the inner strength to face the challenges of life with hope, courage, confidence, and overcome all of them. Make this sankalpa: I face the challenges of life. I have the inner strength to overcome each and every one of them. 3 rounds, Durga Dvatrimshat Nama Mala. Om Durga Durgartishamani Durga Padvinivarini Durga Machedini Durga Sadhini Durga Nashini Durgatodharini Durga Nihantri Durga Mapaha Durga Majnanada Durga Daitya Loka Davanala Durgama Durgama Loka Durgamatma Swarupini Durgamarga Prada Durgama Vidya Durgama Shrita Durgama Jnana Samstana Durgama Dhyana Bhasini Durgamoha Durgamaga Durgamartha Swarupini Durgamasura Samhantri Durgama Yudadharini Durgamangi Durgamata Durgamya Durgameshwari Durga Bhima Durga Bhama Durga Bha Durga Dharini. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Observe how you feel in your mind. After the chanting of these mantras. And then gradually externalize your awareness. You may slowly bring your palms together, rub them against each other, Place the palms on the eyes. And open the eyes. The basic level program in the 10 sessions, we introduced the Pawan Muktasana part 1 to you. That itself is a very powerful sequence. In fact, when you become old, all these advanced asanas that we are going to teach you in this course, and if you continue to learn in the second level, they will not be useful to you. You can't be doing a headstand at the age of 80. But Pawan Muktasana part 1 will be your companion till the last day. It will allow you to fetch your own glass of water. It will ensure you will not require a walking stick when most of your friends and family members will have a blurred vision. So Pawan Muktasana part 1 is very powerful. And it has influence at several levels. It is not just the practices for the joints alone. Of course, it does have a great influence on all the joints. It removes the rheumatic pains. It relieves wind. It makes all the joints very supple and flexible. And it allows you to have an experience that you feel you have become very light. When you regularly do the practices of PM1, that's what you feel. You feel that the whole body has become feather light, that you don't have to drag yourself and go anywhere. Apart from that, if you do those practices in the way that we have introduced to you, with the awareness of the body parts, we've talked about 5-pointed awareness. It's a very unique thing which belongs to our tradition, which is the training for the faculty of awareness. There was a great king and a scholar called Bhartrhari in India. And Bhartrhari says, Buddhirhi tesham adhiko viseshaha. The speciality that is there in this human form is the fact that we have what is called as awareness. You know that you are a male, you know that you are a female. The dog cannot feel that it is a dog. There is no verbalization of it. There is no intellectual understanding like how you have it. It can definitely see the difference between itself and a cat or a rabbit or any other small or big animal. But it doesn't know that it is a dog and this is what it is capable of in this world. Because if it had known that, it could have manipulated its capacity and used it for many things. It could have bargained with the master and said, you have to give me 3 times chicken meal, only then I will do the sniffing. It doesn't have any intelligence like how we have. உங்களுக்கெல்லாம் புரியுறதா நான் சொல்றது? Are you able to understand what I'm saying? Because some of you are responding, some of you are sitting like statue, so I'm wondering. நான் புரியுறதுன்னா புரியுறதுங்கிறத எனக்கு கொஞ்சம் வெளிப்படுத்துங்க. புரியலன்னா கேள்வி கேளுங்க. அப்படியே பேசாம இப்படி இருக்காதீங்க. நேர்ல கத்துண்டாலே சொல்லி கொடுக்கிறது ரொம்ப கஷ்டம். My Guru, Paranjoti Mahan, under whom I practiced the Kundalini Yoga for more than 12 years, used to tell me, கடவுளை அறிதல் மிக மிக சுலபம், மனித மனதை அறிந்து சரியான விஷயத்தை பேசுவது ரொம்ப கடினம். It's very difficult. That is why we have misunderstandings. And now we are seeing each other as a small playing card size screen. So kutti kutti dabba, we are seeing each other. So if you don't express properly, it will be difficult for me to understand whether you are getting a hang of what I'm saying. Okay. So the second important thing that you do when you learn Pavanmuktasana part 3 or any of the asanas that you learn from us is you are giving yourself an opportunity to become aware, which is actually a claim of your human nature. Many times we live our life without any awareness. When your husband or wife has come and given you a cup of tea or coffee, how many times you have actually tasted it and actually appreciated the person? When they have worn nice dress and when they have come and just wanted to show to you for appreciation, how many times have you noticed it and said, hey, you look so awesome today? What is lacking? Awareness is lacking in our life. And see how much of awareness training happens when you do the practices of the basic level course. Have you ever observed yourself like how you observed in a Yoga Nidra? Right hand thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger. தெரியும் சார் 5 ஃபிங்கர் இருக்கு, இப்ப என்ன அதுக்கு கேட்கல. You're becoming aware of them, right? In fact, if you learn advanced Yoga Nidra, there are practices of Yoga Nidra in which the rotation goes further detail. First line of the thumb, second line of the thumb, the nail of the thumb, the half moon on the nail. So many details are. We bring in awareness deeper and deeper. So many aspects of your inner and outer personality are brought into the scope of your awareness during these practices. So our idea is to awaken the energy and expand the awareness. So you need to awaken your energy and you have to expand your awareness. Then the quality of your life will be many folds better. You'll be able to appreciate every small, beautiful thing that you are getting a blessing in your life. And apart from this awareness training, which happens in the Pavanmuktasana part 1, next very important thing that I have to tell you is we have referred to you about the Pranamaya Kosha during our courses. Have you heard this word? Pranamaya Kosha. Have you heard or have you not heard? You are giving a stone wall kind of image. I have to ask you questions now. Otherwise, I won't get any response from any of you. So have you heard about Pranamaya Kosha? What is Pranamaya Kosha? You have to unmute yourself if you're speaking because I've muted all.
Increasing the prana levels and spreading it.
That is the goal. But what is Pranamaya Kosha?
Observing the prana?
No. We have spoken to you about 5 koshas. In the basic level course itself, we have told you that we have 5 aspects to our personality. One is called Annamaya Kosha, which is the gross body. You are able to see on the screen that there is a man sitting. I'm able to see on the screens that there are 3 women sitting and 2 men are sitting. This form, how did this become like how it is today? When you were born, what was your weight and what was your size? You were probably 1 foot. You were probably 3 kilos or 2 kilos. Now, definitely you're more than half a century. Right?
Yeah.
So how did it become so much? Where did this mass come from? It came from the food that we ate. That is why this physical body, it's called as Annamaya
Kosha.
Kosha. You remember these things, right? In the basic level, we've discussed these things. This Annamaya Kosha cannot function on its own. It requires an energy supply. Like how your computer or your fan or light or AC, they
Electricity.
cannot function on their own. They require a power supply. In the same way, we have an intrinsic power supply mechanism. We are not plugged to any wire, right? Daily night ஆச்சுன்னா போய் சார்ஜ்ல போடணும் அப்படின்னா என்ன ஆகும்?
Mhm.
Where do we get our prana supply from? Do we get it from food? Food becomes body. But for food to become body, we need prana. If you become very sick, if there is no prana in your system, you don't feel hungry, right? They say, we will give you if the condition worsens, if it is still bad, then what do they say? We will give you a IV. Why? Because body is not even having that much capacity to convert a liquid into the body. So to convert food into body itself, you require prana. To think, you require prana. To feel, you require prana. To do any physical work, you require prana. Even to sleep, you require prana. There was a research done and they found out that for sleeping, 24 calories are burnt when you sleep. You don't gain energy from sleep. You get rest from sleep, but you spend energy to sleep. And if you have a tumultuous dream, it's not 24 calories, it is much more. To dream, you require prana. And we have the second layer of a body, which is called as pranamaya kosha. Like how this physical body is made of annam, the pranamaya kosha is made of prana itself. Prana is not a physical object. It's an invisible energy. And it comes into your system through the medium of breath. Air is not prana. The lung is designed in such a way that it can absorb prana from air. So we have an Annamaya Kosha, we have a Pranamaya Kosha. Then behind that, subtler than the prana, is the Manomaya Kosha. And the Manomaya Kosha has 4 parts in it. One part is the feeling part, which is called as Manas. The Manas part continuously comes to conclusion about everything. Now, when I am talking to you, if this is new to you, what do? You don't nod your head. You don't respond. You sit blank and you என்னமோ சொல்லிட்டு இருக்காரு இவரு என்ன சொல்றாரு like that you have to wait. But if you already know this, what do? You nod your head, you say correct, very well said, and all that. It is visible. So what is the job of the manas? Any information coming through the senses, it sorts that information. You go to a courier office, they have these boxes, hundreds of boxes they have. One wall is for Kerala, one wall is for Karnataka, one wall is for Gujarat, another wall is for Andhra. In that there are district boxes. So there is a man who gets a very big box full of covers. What does he do? He just takes the cover, throws it in Andhra, throws it in Karnataka, throws it in Gujarat. He keeps on doing that. From there, they put it inside the respective district, the sorting job. That is the manas, the feeling job. That is the manas. எனக்கு இது பிடிச்சிருக்கு பார்த்தோன்னே சொல்லிடுறோமா இல்லையா எனக்கு இது பிடிக்கல. They explain to you this is very costly, this is not viable for us, we should not be able to afford this. When you were a child, when you wanted a pavadai or a dress or some toy, you say, I like it, I want it. Which part compels you to say that I want it? Manas part. A diabetic knows very well that he is not supposed to have sugar, but the manas says, why don't you have only today? Just one small chunk, nothing will happen. The man who has a affected liver, he feels just one peg I will have only today. After that I will never have. He starts with one peg and finishes with one full. What portion of the individual compels us to do something which we also know that is wrong? How many things we know that are wrong that we do in our life? What compels you? Manas is the component. Then you have the buddhi. Buddhi keeps on telling, don't do this, do this, don't do this, do this. What do you say? Shut up.
Smart.
The buddhi's job is to understand, analyze, conclude, and give support to the willpower. You have to reason to yourself why you are going to take a hard effort. In a career, for example, when you make a choice, it's not out of just emotion you take a choice. You think through it. You know it's very difficult. Still you take that path. Conviction is what gives you the strength to face the challenges, right? That comes from the ability to understand, which is called as buddhi. Buddhi, manas, both are part of the manomaya kosha. And the third component of the manomaya kosha is the chitta. Chitta means impression, memories. Memories of all the likes and dislikes, and memories of all information. If I tell you one pen, black pen, for that you will have two aspects in your memory. I like it, I dislike it. This pen is of this brand, the nib is of this type, the ink is of that type, it will work for so many pages. Like that, there will be a lot of information. So there are, in your memory, there are two parts in your memory. One is the emotional aspect, the manas aspect. Other is the intellect aspect, the information. These two together, you have memories about all the experiences that you had in your life. And the amount of information that your mind picks up, it is very difficult to comprehend it. For example, you are looking at me as I'm talking to you, correct? But how many pictures are behind me? How many mandapams are behind me? Whether all the mandapams are having deity or not? What is the color of the deity there? Is there a dress on the deity? Is there a mala? What is the screen color? So many things, though you are not focusing, the background information unconsciously your mind is picking up. And this is what they do in branding. When they want to brand something, they show something to you, in a strong, profuse manner, and certain parts of it are built into the background and it goes into your system. And that is called chitta. So our chitta has got impressions that are belonging to the emotional aspect and impressions that are belonging to the knowledge aspect, information aspect. So we have chitta, the memory, we have buddhi, the intellect, the understanding capability, we have manas, the sorting and feeling aspect. We have one more. Based on these three, based on the manas, based on the chitta, and based on the buddhi, we form a boundary, a self-image about ourselves. I am like this. Now, if I say, as soon as this class is over, let us all go for a booze party. I will get you all liquor, first class liquor I will get you. Will all of you join me? Huh? Will you join or will you not join? Don't do stonewalling to me. Tell me yes, no, ஏதாவது ஒன்று சொல்லுங்க. அப்படியே உட்காண்டே இருந்தா நான் எப்படி புரிஞ்சுக்கிறது உங்களை? Will you or will you not? You won't. Why? சரி, அது வேண்டாம். பீச்ல வந்து ஒரு நியூட் பார்ட்டி நடக்கிறது, அதுக்கு போலாம். அதுக்கு ஒரு வேளை ஏன் வரமாட்டாள்? ஜாலியா இருக்கும், இயற்கையா இருக்கலாம். The framework which we have created about ourselves, if I tell you there is a lovely kacheri, Sanjay Subramaniam is going to sing, and along with him that violin maestro, he is also going to perform. You will also have Chitra Veena performance by this man. Vinayakaram is also. If I tell you these names, what you will say? Bajjiyum kadaikumano. So our framework, that these are the things that I will do. How do you create it? If I go to a youth forum where they are all interested in boozing and have partying and all that, and then I say, let us all do Vishnu Sahasranama 21 times. It doesn't come within there. If I say, now you come and all of you stand in a queue, for everyone I will nicely put full pattai, I will put Rudraksha Malai, then we will go to that Shiva temple, we will lift Shiva and do Utsavam. How many of those boys and girls will come? Why they won't come? Because their self-identity does not fit with that information. Like how something that I told you now is not fitting your image.
Correct.
You feel that this is appropriate, they feel that that is stupid. You feel that this is inappropriate and they feel that that is cool. So based on the manas, based on the buddhi, based on the chitta, you have developed a self-image. And the self-image is called as ahankara. அகங்காரா. சரியான ஆங்காரம் முடிச்சவன் அந்த மாதிரி மீனிங்ல கிடையாது. Not in a negative sense. This is what I am. If I say I am ready to go for a satsanga, I am not willing to come to all these nonsense places. We need not refer to that as a negative word, This is my belief system. This is my identity. This is what I am. That's called ahankara. How is ahankara formed? Based on the memories of emotions and knowledge, based on the emotions and based on the. So these four together form your manomaya kosha. You have all these things from the time you were born. You have your annamaya kosha, you have your pranamaya kosha, you have your manomaya kosha, but are you aware of them? The dog also has all this. The cockroach also has all this. The coconut tree also has all this. But they don't have the faculty of becoming aware. எனக்கு புத்தி இருக்கு அப்படின்னு ஒரு தென்னை மரத்துக்கு என்ன பண்ண முடியாது? புரிஞ்சுக்க முடியாது. அதுக்கு எவ்வளவு புத்தி கொடுக்கப்பட்டதோ அதை வச்சுட்டு அது தேங்காய் மாத்திரம் பண்ணிட்டே இருக்கும். நம்ம என்ன பண்ணுவோம்? தேங்காய் வச்சுட்டு ஸ்வீட் பண்ணுவோம், காரம் பண்ணுவோம், ஸ்நாக் பண்ணுவோம், பொடி பண்ணுவோம், சட்னி பண்ணுவோம், தொகையல் பண்ணுவோம், குழம்பு பண்ணுவோம். அவேர்னஸ் வச்சுட்டு நம்ம பண்ற ஒரே காரியம் சாப்பிடுறது. The purpose of the Pavan Muktasan part 1 is to expand that awareness. And in the Pranamaya Kosha, we have what we call as nadis. It runs through the whole system. It's like, the wiring of your house. Is there any room in which there is no wire? From the entrance gate till the backyard, everywhere. And is it visible? It's all concealed. It's all inside. In the same way, we have a system of network of channels through which prana flows. And there are some important points in that which function like the switch box, which function like a distribution point, which function like the main switch, which function like a transformer, like the gadgets. Some of them, they distribute air into the place. Some of them, they distribute chillness into the place. Some of them, they distribute light into the place. Same mechanism is there inside us. But it is invisible. It's called as the Pranamaya Kosha. And you have blocks in them. When you do the Pavan Muktasan, part 1, those blocks are all released. And the important points in the different locations in the body, they all get activated. So in the basic level course, we wanted to help you with these things. We wanted to help you with getting a little bit relaxed. And we wanted to help you to improve the amount of prana that is there in your system through the breathing practices. So this was the aim in the basic level course. But in the second level course, we are furthering this goal. We want to make your physical instrument fit. We want to make your pranic instrument fully charged. The full capacity of your pranic instrument, the Pranamaya Kosha, should be awakened. And the Manomaya Kosha has to be wrinkle free. When you want to go for a marriage, Do you just pick up a rolled sari, wear it and go? You decide 15 days before, you send your sari to the laundry, have it dry cleaned, have it, you do so much for that, right? For something that is going to be on top of you for just 2-3 hours, if you're going to invest 2 weeks in advance time, what will you do for your mind? Which is going to be available for you all through your life. What are you going to do with your prana? Are you giving this much importance to what we are teaching to you? Or are you casually doing whatever comes to your mind? This has to become something important for you. Because if this becomes important for you, it will enhance the quality of your body, it will enhance the quality of your prana, it will enhance the quality of all the 4 quadrants of your mind. You will be a better version of yourself. In large manufacturing institutions and MNCs, they have this idea called as Kaizen. It's called as a continuous improvement program. It's a Japanese model where each role player decides that every day he or she will improve and better the work that they are already doing. They can be even a sweeper. Even the janitor will have a Kaizen program. Like that, this yoga program that you're going through has to be taken up a little more seriously. And all the aspects of practices we are introducing should be included in a week's practice. And all your koshas should get their due of ironing, so that you have a wrinkle-free Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya kosha. You understand? And each of the practices we are intensifying. You did Tadasana, just one variation. In this course, you do so many. Tiryak Tadasana, you did just one side bending. Now you do many. Kati Chakrasana at 3 different speeds. Marjari Asana with variation. Surya Namaskar, Pawan Muktasan Part 2, Pawan Muktasan Part 3, Vajrasan series practice. So many practice. Why all these are introduced? So when designing your practice program for a day, you may have to do it in 3-4 time slots. Something that you do as soon as you wake up. See, today is the 14th class and still we are chanting 3 mantras which we taught you in the basic course. Why? Because we want to overemphasize so that you will do it every day as soon as you wake up. Every day when you go into sleep, a very big thing happens in nature for you. You just sleep and you just wake up. But you get into your unconscious, you don't come back, what will happen? Who does the returning for you? Just think about it. நீங்க தூங்கிடுறேள், எழுந்து போன்னு தெரியறது தூங்குறேள். நாளை கிளம்புற எழுந்துனோடனே டிராகன் ஃப்ளைன்னு நினைச்சுக்கிறேன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க, என்ன பண்ணுவேன்? நான் ஒரு டிராகன் ஃப்ளை கிச்சு 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 கிச்சின்னு அடிச்சுக்கிறேன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க. நீங்க வீட்டுல இருக்கவெல்லாம் என்ன ஆவா? இல்ல நாளை கிளம்புற எழுந்தோன்னா உங்களுக்கு நான் வந்து ஒரு யானை அப்படின்னு தோன்றதுன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க. What will you do? Imagine if you actually even physically change. Who is holding the shape of your body as you are? நீங்க தூங்குற போது உங்களை காப்பாத்துறது யாரு? Have you ever thought about it? You've taken it for granted, right? படுத்துக்கிறோம், தூங்குறோம், எழுந்துண்டா அதே மாதிரியே எழுந்துக்கிறோம். நாளை காலம்பர எழுந்துக்கிற போது ஒரு தும்பியா எழுந்துட்டானா என்ன பண்ணுவோம்? So what I'm trying to emphasize to you is this program that we are offering to you, it's for you to discover the full capacity that you have. They say that a person of the caliber of A.R. Rahman or Sachin Tendulkar or Beethoven or Abhirami Bhattar, highest caliber people, they are saying that Einstein, for example, they are saying that these people have used up to 10% of their brain's potential. If A.R. Rahman and Ilayaraja have used 10% of their brain's potential, what are we doing? What's our brain doing? Maximum thinking that we are planning to do is about tomorrow sambar and kaigari and the small 3-4 deposits that you have in your bank account. இதுக்கு மேல திங்க் பண்றதுக்கு உங்களுக்கு என்ன இருக்கு? I always refer to the Palani. Palani, நம்ம தமிழ்நாட்டுல பழனின்னு ஒரு ஊர் இருக்கு. You go to Palani, next time you get a chance, you go to Palani, you will find lot of horse drawn wagons there. குதிரைவண்டி இருக்கும். You get into that குதிரைவண்டி and you take your hand or even a stick and just do high. அதோட பேக்ல அடிச்சேல்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க. அந்த குதிரை நீங்க ட்ரெயின் ரயில்வே ஸ்டேஷன்ல ஏறி இருந்தாலும் சரி, பஸ் ஸ்டாண்ட்ல ஏறி இருந்தாலும் சரி, ஹோட்டல்ல ரூம் வாசல்ல இருந்து ஏறி இருந்தாலும் சரி, எங்க இருந்தாலும் அதுக்கு அடிவாரத்துக்கு தானா போகும். அது இப்படி மூடி இருக்கும். அதுக்கு தெரிஞ்ச ஒரே வழி அடிவாரத்துக்கு போகணும். We are living like பழனி குதிரை only. லிமிட்டட் ஆயிடுச்சு நம்மளுடைய ஸ்கோப். Whereas we have enormous potential and capacity. Maybe you can learn few languages, maybe you can start poetry without disturbing whatever you are doing now. Maybe Vasudevan ji can become a great violinist. Who knows what potentials you have? But for that, your personality has to be at its best. இருக்கிறதையே செய்ய முடியல, முட்டின்னு போகுது. That shouldn't be the case. That's why we are giving this program, and in order to utilize it, you have to give its full due to it. Do not make it a casual thing. ஏதோ கிடைக்கிறது, அது ஆன்லைன்ல வேற கிடைக்கிறது, வீட்டு விட்டு வெளில கூட வர வேண்டாம். நீ பாட்டுக்கு அங்க கேக் சாப்பிடு, நீ பாட்டுக்கு இங்க சம, நீ பாட்டுக்கு அங்க டிவி பாரு, நான் பாட்டுக்கு இதை உட்காந்து இது ஏதோ பேசிட்டு இருக்காரு, பேசிட்டே இருக்கட்டும். ஒரு 2 மணி நேரம் கழிச்சு ஒரு முடிச்சுடுவார், அனுப்பிச்சு விடுறேன், அப்புறம் ஜாலியா இருக்கலாம். That's not how you should attend this program. Because if this program is taken in a proper way, it can be a metamorphic process in your life. Age is not a problem. Even at the age of 50, 55, my mother learned yoga from me when she was 57 years old. And she used to practice till 74 years. 74 years, on the day that she died also, she did her practices. She died at 5 a.m. How she could have done her practices? On that day, she knew that she is going to die. So she asked my sister, she was in Kerala, my sister's house. She asked my sister, please give me my japamala. I want to do japam now. She picked up the japamala, she was in meditation, and while she was meditating, she left the body. And she learned it only at the age of 57. She was not a Bala yogi. Not that she learned it when she was 5 years old. So age is not a problem. Okay. Now that we've gone through 14 sessions, anybody has any question that you wanted to ask your teacher?
Gee, எனக்கு வந்து um,
Ah,
by default, both me and my Vidya, she's also learning from you. She's in the level 3.
okay, okay.
ரெண்டு பேருக்குமே generally, most of the days, now currently I'm in Dubai on some work. கரெக்டா 3:20க்கு முழிப்பு வந்துருது காத்தால. And we do that mantras because madam said in your subconscious state it is better to do. No? Yeah, I could feel quite a lot of improvement after I joined the first level and second level. Especially I've gone through some traumatic experience recently on account of some major investigations on some clients. But definitely the mantras have really helped me to overcome quite a lot of challenges recently.
Fantastic.
அதுவும் கரெக்டா அது எப்படி அந்த 3:20க்கு முழிப்பு வருதுன்னே தெரியல. நானும் எங்க படுத்தினாலும் அந்த கரெக்டா அந்த 3:20க்கு வந்துடுறது. Then in about 1 hour's time again I'm back to sleep. So anything to has the mind taken it in a manner that it is set. எனக்கே தெரியாம அது நடக்கிறது. ஏன்னா 6 மாசமா அது ரெகுலரா நடக்கிறது.
See, the good time to sleep is between 11 p.m. and 3 a.m. So if you're waking up at 3 plus and then again resting after some time, it's a very good biorhythm adjustment that has happened. So we actually don't require sleep more than this duration. But if we have lot of stiffness in the body, if we have a huge lacuna for prana, or if we have a lot of entanglements in the mind, all of them have to be worked upon by putting you in the unconscious state. The repair can be done only when you are in the unconscious state. So the more amount of conflicts you carry inside the system, the duration of sleep is elongated. So when you do regularly the practices that are introduced, the asanas, the breathing practices, the yoga nidra, mantra, and now we are introducing to you even jalaneti and other practices. When you do this regularly, the amount of clutter, conflict, entanglements that are there in the physical, vital, and the mental dimension, they reduce. For many years, I have slept at 11 and woken up at 4, always. Sometimes even little later, and woken up at 4 at all on all the days. And in the afternoon, 10-minute yoga nidra is what I regularly do. The 10-minute yoga nidra, 2 hours after lunch, it's so powerful. I mean, you can't practically give 45 minutes for a yoga nidra in the afternoon for obvious reasons, but 10 minutes is enough. Therefore, what has happened is, even if I don't get that 10-minute yoga nidra, even if I get 1 minute to lie down or sit and in a recliner and watch my breath, I'm able to regain my energy within 1 minute also. Some days you can't actually lie down because of situation, work, or whatever. Even 1 minute is good enough. And the body, because it is in tune, because the mind is in tune, because prana is in tune, with least effort, it comes back to that balance. So if it is not disturbing your energy system, then it's perfectly fine to wake up at 3 o'clock, do your mantra and all that, and lie down again after that. It's fine.
Thank you.
Karthik, you wanted to ask something? You are still muted, Karthik. You're unmuted, but I'm not able to hear you. கேட்கல நீங்க பேசுறது.